The room was too small, the week was too crowded. There used to be enough to stop me. Yeah, the hotel had no training room, just carpet and a chair, a suitcase by the window, stale air everywhere. I had planned the perfect session 3 cities ago, so I decided this one counted as impossible. That excuse felt familiar, I had used it at home. Wrong hour, wrong weather, not enough room. If the setup wasn't ideal, I treated effort as fake, like discipline belonged to a particular place. The same pattern followed every difficult week. The office became noisy, I said I could not think. My schedule moved sideways, every habit went to. I made conditions responsible for what I would do. I thought standards were rigid, same tools, same ground, but a standard that vanishes when the setting changes was never fully mine. It belonged to the arrangement. Use what is here, clear what I need, make the ground usable, begin where I stand. No perfect terrain, no promised ease, make the ground usable, work with what remains. I moved the chair to the wall, laid a towel on the floor, set 20 honest minutes instead of wishing for more. Slow repetitions, control range, no need to pretend, and match the full program I would follow again. The purpose was not numbers, the purpose was proof. The setting could change without changing the truth. I could modify the action and protect the intent, keep the habit alive without calling less effort a debt. Next morning the lobby was loud when I opened my notes, so I put in earplugs, wrote one outcome to close. Found a table in the corner, worked a focused half hour, then left with something finished. Instead of blaming the crowd, I began carrying fewer requirements with me. A short written plan, one band, room to breathe. Preparation became portable, simple and clear. I stopped needing the world to arrange itself first. Make the ground usable, sell what I can. I don't need ideal conditions to become who I am. Change the method, keep the meaning, let the setting rearrange. My commitment travels with me, it is not tied to a place. It is not tied to a place. There were times when the answer is genuinely no. No safe space to continue, no strength left to go. Adapting is not forcing every plan through the wall. It is knowing what must stay and what is allowed to fall. Some days the work is moving, some days recovery, some days one important call from a crowded street. The form may look different, but the standard survives. I make one useful choice in the conditions of life. I no longer collect inconvenience as a defense. I assess what is possible, then act with respect. The world will stay uneven, the route will rearrange. I will not make consistency depend on everything staying the same. No bench, use the floor. No hour, use 20. No silence, narrow focus. No perfect plan, keep the purpose. Not reckless, not careless. Adapt and complete, use what is present. Protect what I made. Make the ground usable, set what I can. I don't need ideal conditions to take an honest step. Change the method, keep the meaning, let the setting rearrange. My commitment travels with me, it does not belong to a place. I carry the standard, the environment does not carry it for me. With the work that I chose, yeah. With the work that I chose. Nearly empty, one unfinished report and a promise against me. I had spent the whole day rearranging not a feeling I claim. It is an agreement kept under strain. Clause by clause I rebuild my name. What I say I will finish. I finish the same. No hidden condition, no last minute escape. I don't negotiate with the work that I chose. With the work that I chose. I closed every tab that was helping me hide. Put 1 hour in ink and protected the time. First paragraph ugly, second one clear. The work became smaller when I kept it near. I stopped making promises 10 days ahead. Started signing the next useful step instead. Send the outline, check every source. Complete one section before changing course. The report left my desk at a reasonable hour. Not perfect, not brilliant, deliver with power. And something inside me returned with the send. My word had a meaning I could defend. No loophole, no delay disguised as thought. No credit for intention when delivery is not bought. A promise is paper until action makes it binding. A plan is only language until the proof arrives behind it. So read the terms, accept the cost. Do what was signed when excitement is lost. Clause by clause I rebuild my name. What I say I will finish. I finish the same. No special condition, no convene. Escape. I don't negotiate with the work that I chose. My signature means delivery. Otherwise, I do not sign. The hardest voice in the room was the one describing me to myself. The hardest voice in the room was the one describing me to myself. Before the first sentence it said you'll lose the thread. Before the first repetition you are weaker than them. Every movement had a critic speaking over the act, turning one simple effort into judgment. In fact, at the meeting I watched myself from outside the chair. How my hands looked nervous where the confidence was there. I barely heard the question because half of my mind was broadcasting failure before I could reply. At training, the same voice narrated every mistake. Too slow, too tired, you should carry more weight. I was doing 2 jobs, 1 action, 1 review, and the constant commentary drained the power from both. I thought self-awareness meant observing each flaw, but awareness without purpose became noise without cause. A useful coach gives instruction that the body can use. A cruel commentator only keeps describing the bruise. So I changed every sentence into one physical cue. Set the feet, slow the breath, finish what you can do. No labels about character, no verdict on worth. Only language connected to the action and work. Before the next meeting I wrote 3 points on a card. When the old voice said, they know you're not prepared, I looked down at the first line and answered what was asked. Not the story in my head, not a future collapse. The voice did not disappear, it kept reaching for air. But I stopped giving a microphone to everything there. A thought could pass through without entering the feed. Not every inner sentence deserved to be believed. Cut the commentary, give me the cue. Name the next action, then follow it through. No live prediction, no personal attack. Instruction in front of me, attention brought back. A Started hearing patterns in the language I used. Every small inconvenience became permanent truth. I always lose focus, I never stay strong. Words that made one hard moment feel endlessly long. I replaced them with facts, I drifted just then. I missed 2 sessions, I can start one again. Precision removed drama without hiding the cost. A specific mistake showed the path I had lost. Now when doubt gets loud in the middle of strain, I don't argue for hours or demand it explain. I narrow the channel to what matters right now. One breath, one sentence, one controlled way down. What is the instruction? Stay with the task. What is the evidence? I'm already in action. What does the noise decide? Nothing by itself. What receives the next word? The work in my hands. Cut the commentary, give me the cue. Name the next action and follow it through. No endless judgment, no broadcast, so fear the voice can keep talking. It does not steer. I do not need a kinder prediction. I need a clearer instruction. Nothing above the ground was telling me to continue. Nothing above the ground was telling me to continue. I trained for 2 months with no dramatic change. Same face in the mirror, same clothes on the frame. My notes show progress too small for display, so I started believing the work had decayed. Nobody commented, nobody knew, no sudden reaction to pull me through. I wanted the visible part of the tree, but hated the season that happened beneath. I skipped 1 session and loosened the plan. Stop preparing meals, stop tracking the land. The surface looked quiet, so I called it a waste. As if growth only counted when strangers could trace it. Water the ground, leave it alone. Water the ground, let the hidden work grow. I returned without making a speech to myself. Filled the same bottle, took the book from the shelf. 3 sessions a week, food packed at night. A walk after dinner, a regular time. Nothing cinematic, nothing to post, just feeding the system that mattered the most. The roots took the effort where eyes couldn't reach, holding the future below what was seen. Then months later, carrying boxes upstairs, I noticed my breathing was steady and clear. The change had arrived without asking permission, built in the doctor repeated nutrition. I understood then what impatience had missed. The surface is late to report what exists. A life can be changing before it looks new. Invisible progress is still progress moving. Roots don't need applause, they need water and time. They hold through the weather before branches can climb. No witness required, no proof on demand. I feed what I'm building before anyone understands. There are weeks when the mirror still offers no news, when I question the method and want something huge, but I look at the pattern. I want silent day, the meals, the sessions, the choices in place. I no longer dig up what I blended to see whether effort is working beneath my feet. I leave it protected, I keep the ground fed. I trust repetition more than the noise in my head. Roots don't need applause, they need water and time. They hold through the weather before branches can climb. 'cause it is quiet. I kept the failed project buried in a folder named I kept the failed project buried in a folder named old. Quiet room, a presentation cut short, every weakness exposed. The numbers did not support what I wanted, believed, and the team left in silence with their notebooks closed. I deleted the shortcuts from the desktop that night, stopped answering questions, kept my language polite, said the project had changed, said the timing was wrong, anything but the sentence I helped steer it wrong. After that I trained safely, worked inside what I knew, never offered a bold thought, never tested one new. Failure became wreckage I refused to approach, so I built every decision far away from the smoke. But buried material does not vanish below, it shapes where you walk even when nobody knows. I was avoiding one ruin and shrinking my range, letting one collapse structure decide I could not change. One Saturday I opened every file I had sealed, printed notes from the meeting, spread the facts on the floor, not to punish the person I had been at the time, to separate what was useful from what could not restore. The goal had been vague, the timeline was pride, I ignored two clear warnings because brace felt alive. We measured what looked good, not the risk underneath, and I called every concern negativity. There it was, not a curse, not proof I was unfit, just decisions with consequences, piece after piece. Some parts were poor judgment, some skills were not grown, some damage came from problems I can never control. The records became material when I labeled it right, no longer one dark shape swallowing the light. I wrote 3 new practices beside every mistake, then brought them to the next plan before building the frame. Sort the stone, mark the fall, keep the lesson, leave the shame. What collapse can still instruct me without becoming my name. Take the beam that held, discard what failed, build with open eyes. I don't owe the past denial, I owe the future better design. On the next assignment, I asked questions too soon, named the weakest assumption in the center of the room, set checkpoints for evidence, not applause from the team, and invited disagreement before choosing the scheme. In training I studied the session where form came apart, not with anger at my body but attention to cause. Too little sleep, too much load or rushed, final set the lesson, stayed practical when I removed the regret. I still remember the meeting, I remember the door, but it no longer means I should attempt nothing more. A collapse is an ending only if I refuse to recover the knowledge left among what I lose. Name the failure, not yourself. Study the fracture, say what helps. No trying to regret, no hiding the fight, clear every hazard. Rebuild with sort the stone, mark the fall, keep the lesson, leave the shame. What collapse can still instruct me without becoming my name. Take the truth that held, release the rest. Start with wiser hands, I don't build to prove I'm flawless, I build because I understand. I never bury a failure before it has finished teaching. Too many voices, none of them doing the work. opinions crowded every hour. One voice said to move with patience, one demanded speed and power. I kept collecting information until action felt unclear, building noise around decisions I already knew were mine. At the gym I changed the session after watching someone train. At my desk I changed direction every time a message came. I caught confusion complicated, but the pattern stayed exact. I was using constant input to avoid one quiet task. Cut through the static, find the signal underneath. One clear action, one decision I can keep. Let the whole world keep transmitting. I don't answer every sound. Cut through the static to the work that matters now. I closed the extra windows, put the phone outside the room, wrote the next 3 actions and refused to add a fourth. The silence felt uncomfortable, like I'd lost some vital guide, but the message came in clearly when the interference died. I learned focus isn't magic, it is subtraction with a cost. Every choice I keep in front of me means another choice gets lost. That was what I had avoided, letting good ideas go, but 100 open signals never tell the body where to move. What is the signal? The next right task. What is the noise? Everything else. What needs an answer? The work in my head. Cut through the static, find the signal underneath. One clear action, one decision I can keep. Let the whole world keep transmitting. I don't answer every sound. Cut through the static to the work that matters now. Lesson, but more proof. I kept polishing what fear refused to release. Oh yeah. I kept polishing what fear refused to release. Yeah, the draft was finished 3 weeks ago, but I kept finding corners nobody would know. Changed the first line, then changed it again. Moved every sentence and called it the end. The file had 12 versions stacked by the date. Each one a shelter from hearing no way, a no or a silence after I said. So perfection became how avoidance was dressed. At 2 in the morning, the screen looked clean, but nothing I made had entered the street. I guarded the work from a possible stain until all that protection produced nothing gained. One more touch, one more doubt. That was how I kept my real work hidden out. I set a deadline nobody else could move. Read it once more, then accepted the truth. The flaws I could see were not fatal mistakes. They were proof that a person had something at stake. My hand hovered over the final command. Every old fear making one last demand. Then I said what was ready, not flawless but clear, and survived the exact thing that kept me in fear. No trumpet arrived, no disaster appeared. One useful reply made the next step clear. The work finally taught me what editing could not. Feedback can shape what isolation cannot. Leave the brush down, let the picture be seen. A living creation will stay perfectly clean. With care, then release what is sound. When the work says enough, I leave the brush down. I leave the brush down. I can improve the next one. I can learn from the mark, but I will not keep hiding a finished thing in the voice is speaking when I leave the brush. Down. Finish means exposed. That is part of the work. Stop digging up the seeds. Stop digging up the seeds. Stop digging up the seeds. Every week I changed the method, pulled the roots to check for growth, judged a month of steady effort by one number moving slow. I kept searching for a harvest before anything could rise, then blame the ground beneath me when impatience killed the work. I added more than cut it back, chased the newest perfect plan. Every change reset the season, every doubt disturbed the land. I said nothing was developing because nothing could be seen, but I never left one practice undisturbed enough to breathe. Stop digging up the seeds. Let the hidden work proceed. Water what I chose, give it time below. Stop digging up the seeds. I chose 12 weeks on paper, same foundation, measure change. No dramatic weekly overhaul, no escape when progress stalled. I tracked sleeping clean repetitions, kept the meal simple and prepared, and stopped treating every feeling like a reason to interfere. Some days only roots were forming, quiet systems gaining hold. Nothing worthy of a picture, nothing obvious to show, but my balance grew more stable, my recovery improved. What looked empty on the surface was becoming harder to remove. A field cannot be hurried by demanding that it bloom. Growth does not become more faithful when I question it each noon. My work is in attending the season, keeps its pace. I don't destroy tomorrow just to inspect. So stop digging up the seeds. Let the hidden work proceed. Trust the days I chose, give the roots their roll. Stop digging up the seeds. I tend the ground. I leave the roots alone. I confuse being needed with being strong. My inbox filled before I finished breakfast. 3 favors waiting, 2 problems assigned. I said yes before I checked my capacity, then stole from my own work to purchase their time. The training bag stayed under the desk, dinner went cold while I answered one more. I carried requests that were never my duty, called it character when I hit the floor. Part of me feared what a boundary would cost me. Less praise, less access, less reason to call. So I lifted every burden they handed me and became unreliable underneath them all. I missed my deadlines, I broke my routines. Resentment entered every generous act. The load wasn't noble because it was heavy, it was badly chosen, and that was the fact. Not every weight is mine, not every load gets carried. I can help without collapsing, I can care without being buried. I choose what fits the mission, I set the rest aside. Strength is not holding everything, it is knowing first note sounded harsh in my mouth, even though I spoke it steady and plain. I can't take this today, but here's what I can offer. No apology stretched into shame. I closed the extra tabs and finished my work, put the bag on my shoulder and left on time. The world did not collapse from my absence. Most people adjusted and carried their side. I started checking the load before lifting. Does this belong here? What will it replace? Is this true responsibility, or fear wearing a helpful face? The answer changed how I spend my effort. More depth, less scattered control. I stopped proving my value through exhaustion and started protecting the work I chose. Can I carry it? Maybe. Should I carry it? That is the question. Capacity is real. Priority is real. Achilles, yes, it's still a broken agreement. Not every weight is mine. Not every load gets carried. I can stand beside somebody without becoming what they're dragging. I choose what serves the mission. I leave the rest behind. Strength is not holding everything. It is holding what is mine. I no longer measure my worth by how much I let crush me. Can you hear me? Clear. Clear. Can you hear me? Clear. Clear. Where? Can you hear me? The manager explained the numbers. I nodded like I understood. Closed the call, reopened everything, and stared longer than I should. I was scared a basic question would expose what I didn't know. So I hid behind a quiet screen and let the error grow. At training I did the same thing. My shoulder shifted on the press. The coach asked if the movement hurt. I smiled and answered, nothing yet. I thought silence looked capable. It only cut me from the source. Every problem left unspoken found a louder way to surface. Say what is unclear. Name where the signal breaks. A question asked in time can stop a larger mistake. Next meeting I interrupted. Show me how that total changed. No one left, the room kept moving, the confusion got a name. I sent the unfinished draft early, marked the part I couldn't solve. Feedback reached me while the problem was still small enough to alter. At the gym I told the coach exactly where the joint felt wrong. We adjusted grip and angle, I kept training without forcing on. Being honest felt exposed, but hiding had exposed me more. Information started moving when I finally opened the door. Can you hear me? Clear. Where is the fault? Here. What do you need? Direction. What happens next? Correction. I no longer treat assistance like a verdict on my worth. Skill is not pretending knowledge. Skill is finding what will work. I still try before I call out. I still bring what I have learned, but I won't protect confusion while the cost of silence grows. Leave the channel open, that became the stronger choice. Not dependence, not surrender, just the discipline of voice. Say what is unclear. exhaustion like proof of commitment. 4 hours of sleep, still calling it discipline. Coffee in the dark, jaw locked through the shift, then forcing this session with nothing left to give. My numbers went backward, my temper ran short. Every small problem felt heavier than before. I blame the program, changed every set. Never questioned the nights I refused to protect. I treated recovery like time I had lost, a soft little habit with no visible cause. But machines don't fail only under the load. They fail when the damage gets nowhere to go. Shut it down before it breaks. Call the system, check the strain. Power isn't running every part until it shakes. Maintenance is part of power. That is what keeps strength awake. That is what keeps strength awake. I started with sleep, 7 hours marked. Phone out of reach when the room went dark. Cut one late session, reduced one round. Let the body rebuild what pride had worn down. At first rest felt like standing still, like I was surrendering some piece of my will. Then the bar moved cleaner, my focus held. I stopped needing anger to push through myself. The work became sharper when recovery had space. No wasted motion, no permanent race. I learned that restraint is not weakness concealed. It is how useful force gets renewed and revealed. Inspect the damage, replace what is worn. A system neglected cannot stay strong. I do not earn respect by ignoring every warning. I do not prove discipline by arriving barely functioning. The strongest machine still needs the power cut. Open the panel, tell the truth, repair what pride covered up. Covered up. Shut it down before it breaks. Cool the system, check the strain. Power isn't running every part until it shakes. Maintenance is part of power. That is how I stay in place. I train hard enough to need recovery. I recover well enough to train again. The bar moves slow on Tuesday, slower than the week before. My hands felt weak, my breathing broke, and doubt came through the door. I took one tired performance, stretched it across my name. Called months of steady training a mistake because of one day. I ignored the night shift ending, the 4 hours I had slept, the meal I missed at midday, all the strain I had injects. The gauge dropped for a moment, so I claimed the system failed, letting one unstable reading turn the whole machine to doubt. A needle can move sharply without changing where I'm headed. One reading is not the trend. One hard day is not the end. Check the pattern, check the weeks, measure more than how this feels. I don't judge the whole direction by one number in descent. One reading is not the trend. Hey. Cause instead of hiding it in shame, sleep low, stress high, still completed what was wise. That record told a fuller truth than disappointment could provide. Across the next 3 sessions, straight return without a fight. Nothing needed reinvention, nothing permanent had died. The body never promised every day would read the same. Progress lives inside a pattern, not a single point of strain. Read the signal, check the cause, don't make panic into law. Watch the average, track the range, give the system room to change. One reading is not the trend, one hard day is not the end. Check the pattern, check the weeks, measure more than how this feels. I won't sentence my direction from one moment in descent. One reading is not the trend. I record the day. I do not become it. How much time do I need? Enough to begin. How much time do I need? Enough to begin. I kept waiting for a clean 2 hours, a quiet room and an empty night. But work ran late, the house stayed busy, and perfect time stayed out of sight. 10 minutes felt too small to matter, 30 minutes felt incomplete. So I gave the whole day back unused, because the window wasn't wide enough for me. The clock never stole my progress, I surrendered every narrow chance. I treated time like it owed me abundance before I would give effort a chance. A minute cannot promise a finish, it can still receive a start. Use the minute given, don't insult its size. One page, one set, one task brought to life. Use the minute given, let the small hand move. Time does not need to open wide for me to follow through. I began inside the gaps I once wasted, a walk while dinner finished on the stove. Mobility work beside the laundry, one difficult email before heading home. I stopped asking whether it was enough and asked what could honestly fit. Some nights gave me 40 minutes, some gave 8. Both could strengthen the habit. Small windows started joining together, the week looked different when counted as a whole. I felt insignificant in isolation, became a pattern under my control. 5 minutes used, beats an hour delayed. The clock keeps moving. So do I. I thought serious work required ceremony, a perfect beginning, a generous span. But progress is entered through smaller openings than the ones I refused because they weren't grand. No hour is beneath me, no useful moment gets dismissed. I respect the time I'm asking life for by using the time that already exists. Use the minute given, put it under command. One breath, one rep, one promise in hand. Use the minute given, no waiting for ideas. Ooh. Stitch the next stage. Yeah. Stitch the next stage. Monday got taken by a family call. Tuesday I said I had ruined it all. The schedule had one empty mark in the row, so I treated one absence like permission to go. By Friday the shoes stayed under the chair, the work stayed untouched, the meals unprepared. I wasn't recovering from what had occurred. I was widening one tear with the story I heard. I thought discipline meant never missing a thread, a perfect straight seam from beginning to end. So every small break became proof I had failed, and shame pulled the opening wider each day. Don't tear the whole cloth for one place that's split. Find where it opened. Stitch the next inch. Yeah, I return with no speech and no plan to repay every missed repetition in one brutal day. 20 calm minutes, then home when complete. One simple dinner, clean clothes for the week. I answered the message I wanted to dodge. Open the book at the last marked spot. Nothing was fixed in a dramatic shift. I just placed one thread where the pattern had ripped. The gap stayed visible. I didn't erase it. I learned I commit without hiding or hating. Consistency isn't an unbroken chain. It's knowing the method for starting again. Don't tear the whole cloth for one place that's split. Hold both sides steady. Stitch the next inch. Stitch the next stage. Now a mistake remains what it is. One altered square, not the end of the grid. I don't add punishment, don't double the load. Don't turn one wrong exit into leaving the road. I resume at the point where the next action lives, not where regret says repayment begins. The pattern gets stronger because I have learned how quickly to mend when the old habit returns. No perfect fabric, no permanent tear. Hands back to the needle. The next point is here. I won't tear the whole cloth for one place that's split. No ink disappears because one day was missed. Find the next opening. Pull the thread through it. Hold both sides steady. Stitch the next edge. I measure discipline by how soon I return. The sky said quit. I tied my shoes anyway. Yeah, I used to read my mood like weather, checking every cloud for signs, waiting for a clear horizon before I gave the work my time. If the morning felt too heavy, I called the whole day compromised. Let 1 hour of bad conditions turn into a wasted night. I thought discipline meant power, something right behind the ribs, but most days it looked like silence and a choice I didn't feel. Every forecast in my head predicted failure, called delay. I kept canceling my effort for a storm that never stayed. Forecast don't move me. Rain can hit the ground. started when the room felt heavy. Work before my thoughts felt straight. Some sessions came with thunder, some with nothing in the chest. But the body learned a pattern that emotion couldn't wreck. I stopped calling doubt a warning, stopped confusing fog with fate. A bad feeling was a feeling, not a reason to escape. And slowly through repetition, I became the kind of man who could carry out the schedule without asking where he stands. Clouds above me, below. One keeps changing what I know. Feel the weather, keep the pace. Let it pass, hold your place. Forecast don't move me. Rain can hit the ground. Wind can shake the windows. I still finish what I planned. I don't need a clear horizon. I don't need the clouds to part. The weather gets a voice, but it never gets the final call. Conditions change. Commitments dies. Yeah. The deadline passed at 2:05. I built a defense. The instructions were vague. The week had been heavy. The room was too loud. I was almost ready. I listed every reason like a trained attorney, making one missed promise I'm completely worthy. At the desk with the document half written in pale, I spent more time explaining than attempting to fail. Every excuse sounded sharp when rehearsed in my head, but the unfinished page answered louder instead. I blame low motivation, blame the pressure outside, blame the lack of a window where conditions align. Then I noticed the pattern in the statements I made. I was arguing for habits that were keeping me chained. No closing argument. The record shows the work. No speech can change the evidence. No reason lifts the weight. Every message I had chosen to dodge, wrote down what I owe without editing the cost. Called the teammate I'd avoided, said I dropped what I held. No excuse, here's the correction, here's the date it gets dealt. That sentence felt heavier than pretending I tried, but responsibility cleared what defense kept inside. I finished one section, sent it rough but complete, then trained without turning frustration into speed. Each step became testimony, each promise became proof. Not the claims I repeated, the actions I could produce. I stopped asking my feelings to declare me prepared. They had changed their testimony every time I got scared. No closing argument, no polished explanation. I'm judged by what I finish, not the strength of my narration. No closing arguments, let the facts remain. I answer every failure with corrected work again. The witness is the calendar, the evidence is clear. The task was left unfinished, I was present, I was here. No appeal to tiredness, no bargaining with doubt. I can name what made it harder without using it as I know. I still misjudge, I still fall behind, but I bring the mistake forward. I don't bury the file, I revise the commitment, make the consequence known. Then I do what repairs it before moving along. Accountability isn't a punishment handed down, it's the moment I stop letting excuses run the town. Every honest admission puts control in my reach. What I own can be altered, what I hide stays beneath. No closing argument, no polished explanation. I'm measured by the follow through, the repair, the restoration. No closing argument when the old defects begins. I bring the proof tomorrow by goal. I will never use it as a verdict. Then it returns to train again. Yeah, the certificate hung straight on the wall by my desk. My name printed clean, every module mark checked. I liked how it looked when a visitor came, like the paper could carry the weight of the claim. Then the real problem landed on a Thursday at 3. The system stopped working and they turned toward me. I knew every definition, I had passed every test, but knowledge in a folder could not answer the mess. I spoke in polished language to disguise what I lacked, used terms from the course while avoiding the facts. A teammate with no badge found the fault in 10 minutes. He had spent months practicing what I had only described. That moment cut deeper than losing the room. I had mistaken recognition for becoming useful. A badge can open entry, you cannot move the hands and stay silent in the moment when ability must stand. The badge stays silent, the title cannot move. When the real work arrives, what can I actually do? No label lifts the weight, no paper takes the strain. Skill speaks through the action, then returns to train again. I asked that teammate later if he'd show me the steps, not the shortcut to answers, the process he checked. We stayed after hours with the system pulled wide, tracing one small failure through the whole working line. My pride wanted speed, the lesson demanded slow. Test one cause, record it, confirm what you know. I made basic mistakes with no classroom excuse, but each error corrected became knowledge I could use. Outside work I saw how the pattern had spread, books stacked by the bed, good ideas in my head. I could quote every principle about building control, then skip the ordinary actions that made principles whole. So I cut my claims down to the evidence earned, what I practiced this week, what I finished, what I learned. I stopped introducing myself through the future I planned. I let capability grow from repeated demands. The badge stays silent when the real work begins. A title may describe me, it cannot move my land. No label lifts the weight, no paper takes the strain. Skill speaks through the action, then returns to train again. Pass the test, then test the skill. Learn the rule, then use it still. Hold the title lightly, hold the practice close. Recognition may open doors, repetition keeps them open. Months later, another fault stopped the line near noon. I did not have the answer, but I knew what to do. Make the system safe, ask for change, check the simplest cause. Write down what we tested, bring another person on. We found it together, no hero in the scene, just prepared attention and the method kept clean. The badge on the wall had not become less true, it had finally gained meaning from the work I could do. I still study, still qualify, still value what I earned, but credentials are beginnings, not permission to adjourn. When praise comes too early, I return to the facts. Can I carry responsibility when the title cannot act? The badge stays silent, let the practice replay. Let the quality of action give the claim its life. No label lifts the weight, no paper takes the strain. I respect what I have earned, then I earn it once again. I never let the name of a skill replace the practice of it.